in the mirror. Man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is it's not the show for you. Now, let me tell you this right here. Imagine now, you're a hard-working man. You're married, and your wife has an 8-year affair. And out of this 8-year affair, a child is born. And you raised this child, and you believe this child was yours for 35 years, only for the real biological father to present himself and say, that's my child. Why? Because your wife told me it was. Think about this now. Now, we're going to get into this, man. You know, on the Jeremy Hill Show, I always show black women in the positive light. Anyway, yeah, let me go and get it sorted for you. 1 second, I put on your screen, and let's get it.
So we became involved, and we had probably an 8-year relationship. She told me that at 7 months, she asked me, who do you think this child is? I said, well, it's your husband. She said, no, it's yours. And I was stunned, but I believed her from that moment because she, to me, in my opinion, she was the type of woman, she wouldn't come to me and just make up something or say something like that. She was a good woman. She still is, I believe. And
so to be clear.
Now, before she even started talking, I want you to hear him. Now, that's the other man. The man that's the darker skinned gentleman in the gray, and the gentleman in the pink shirt. The gentleman in the pink shirt is the one that was banging his wife. The other guy is the actual husband. You're going to trip out. He was a good husband. Now, I want you to pay attention to how that other man described his wife. She was a good woman. I think she was then, and I think she still is. That man is telling you about the character of an adulterous wife. The reason why that she is good to him, because he was involved in shenanigans. You get what I'm saying? He had an affection for her. He's connected to her. Now imagine having a wife and another man has an extreme connection to your woman. Oh my God, let's keep going.
Still is, I believe. And
so to be clear, you had an 8-year affair with this man's wife.
I did.
How often were you seeing her?
As often as I could. Maybe
every day,
3 times a week. As often
2 or 3 times a week?
Yes.
In the daytime?
In the afternoon.
In the afternoon?
Yes.
So, Mr. Scott, you were working?
Oh, yes. It'd be late at night when I get home sometime, 8, 9, 10 at night.
So you work long hours?
I work a long hour.
So you...
Now check this out now. All these women say they want a hard-working man. The reason why they want a hard-working man so they can go out and cheat on them. These mustard-back heifers have no soul. This man, now you can kind of tell if you got a good eye that there's a difference between his character and the guy that she was banging character. The other guy who claims to have been banging this man's wife, his posture, the way he talked, his tone of voice shows you that he is an alpha male. He seems more assertive than this man right here. The husband, I know he's heartbroken right now, but if you look at him and look at how he talked, now he was laughing and stuff, how his shoulders are slumped over. He feels defeated, but he seems more like a beta male. A woman, like I've always told you, gentlemen, many times before, a woman would marry you and not love you. A woman would be your girlfriend or whatever and don't like you, but she would get into the best situation that suits her needs first, okay? She will make you her man, marry you, and go sleep with the real man that she wanted, because that woman understood that the man that she was sleeping with, the man that was not her husband, she knew he wasn't a good man. She knew he wasn't marriage material. She knew that, okay? Any woman who sleeps with a man and she knows that he knows that she married, they should, I ain't gonna say they do, but I'm gonna say they should understand that that man is not marriage material. It's like if you're a man and you're married and you fucking a woman who knows you are married to a woman and you doing the nastiest thing to you, I wouldn't want to wife that. I wouldn't leave my wife for that. Most men don't leave their wives anyway when they got a side piece. You get what I'm saying? So it's the same logic here, although women do get more attached and sometimes they will leave their real husband for the other dude and then that relationship don't work out. Let's keep going.
Work long hours.
I work a long hour.
So you had no idea she had had an 8-year affair with Mr. Lewis?
No, ma'am, young. That is a fact. I do not know that.
So the first time you're finding out that they had an 8-year affair is today, in this moment, the same time I'm finding out.
Correct. That is correct.
So, Miss Scott, when's the first time you remember meeting Mr. Lewis?
When I was little, I used to be up under my mom's tail all the time. Everywhere she went, I had to go. When I was a kid, 5 years old, 6 years old, when she would say, let's go to the store, that's when we would go and meet Mr. Lewis in the store. When we would meet him, of course, it would just be me, her, and I, and we would meet him. He would give me $5, $10, and they would walk a little bit down the aisle, you know, and hug, kiss. And
you saw your mother hug and kiss
I would
Mr.
just
Lewis.
be.
And so who did your mother tell you this man was?
She just told me he was a friend.
That's how scandalous a mustard back heifer is. They have no soul, man. They would take their child. Now imagine, you married, you thought this was your child. Now keep in mind, when she was bringing this child to Mr. Lewis, the one who was banging the married man's wife, she told her daughter, that's just my friend, but in actuality, that was really her father. So she was bringing his child to him, kissing all over him, probably going to the back room, and he blowing her back out while she out eating some gum or some shit like that in the other room. Who knows, right? And then she takes this child, which is actually that man's kid, and take it to the good man, the beta male over there, the beta male provider. After she done had her back blown out, coochie licked on and sucked on some pipe, and that beta male is thinking that that's his kid. And if you look at her face, because before I found out if it really was his child, they look just alike, man. Her and him look just alike. Don't look nothing like the darker skinned brother, man. I'm gonna tell you, these women are scandalous, man, because like in my dog days, when I was doing my dog thing, you know how it is, man. You could be banging out a ratchet man on the bed, man, and she got her baby right there on the same bed. I'm talking about a 2-month-old or even a 2-year-old. You banging the hell out of and that's somebody else's kid while the man locked up. That's just how it is. It's the truth. I keep it real. Let's keep going.
That's it. That's all she ever said. I didn't know anything other than, because, you know, I mean, she's my mom. I trust her. So with her saying that he's just a friend, that's all I thought was he was just a friend.
And to this day, to this very day, has she ever told you Mr. Lewis is truly your biological father?
No. She told me that finally she told me it was in January of this year that there's a possibility.
So she finally admitted to there being a possibility.
A possibility.
So this is a 35-year-old mystery. If you want more episodes of
I'm gonna get to the next episode. But ain't that some shit though, man? Ain't that some shit? I feel sorry for the daughter, because like the kid didn't ask to be here. The child didn't ask to be here. And you out there letting men skeet all in you. She's a married woman, letting him hit it raw. Letting him hit it raw. Now this is what I never understood for you mustard back helpers out there who get mad because the baby daddy don't want to be with the baby. When he was skeeting all up in your coochie, did you not understand that there's a possibility that you may become pregnant? I don't want to hear about, well, my hormones, I'm not ovulating, you know, I'm stressed out, and, you know, even I take protection. There's nothing 100%. Did you, especially when you're raw dogging, did you really didn't think that there's a possibility that you could become, can someone make that fucking make sense to me? Did you not know that? That if a man puts his thing in your cuckoo and something gooey come out in that shit, there's a chance that something else might come out with 10 toes and 10 fingers, you stupid motherfucker. That's sad. Let's keep going. Mustard back heifers is crazy.
the biological father is Mr. Lewis.
Damn. I know that hurt. I know he hurt.
Okay.
Bro Lewis, I don't hate you. I don't fault you. It's my wife. You can't do no more than what she did. And I know that.
And I would like to apologize to you. In my opinion, I still believe that her mom is a great mom. We both made a mistake. Crystal, I love you. I'm sorry that you were placed in this situation. You are my daughter. I've always believed it. And hopefully we can move on forward from there. And
While I appreciate gentlemen.
Now let me say this right here, man. The beta male, he seemed like a real nice guy, man. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. What he said, I do admire, and I'm kind of both on the fence with this because he's 100% right. That woman, he could not have slept with this woman if she did not allow him to do it. That's where I am in 1,000,000,000% of that. Okay, and like he said, it was his wife, man. He chose the wrong woman, man. Y'all got to be careful who y'all choosing to be your woman, man. I'm telling you, man, because he's too old to have this type of secret come out, man. You know what I'm saying? What is it, about 60 years old? He about every bit of past 50 plus. He about 60 years old. That man that found out that his daughter wasn't his options on the dating scene is not going to be that good. Now, don't get it wrong. If he's a productive man and have shit, his option will be better than a woman who gets his age. That's always going to be like that. All you got to be, you can be a 70-year-old man and still get 20-year-old women if you're a productive man. Kind of keep yourself kind of halfway in shape. You ain't got to be super fine, just be productive and shit like that. You can get a woman. Now, he can get a woman too. He still can get one. What I'm saying is, the chances of him getting gold diggers and stuff and people who don't really care for him at a younger age in the 20s and 30s are higher than it was before. And that man probably gonna have to go through a whole lot of shit, because if I find that out, oh, the woman gotta go. So now you might have to go through a divorce and lose half of the shit that you earned. And he's in a bad place right now. You know what I mean? He's heartbroken. He could lose everything because he's still married to the woman. But then you find out that your daughter that you love dearly ain't yours. And you have a man on the side of you telling you that your wife is a good woman. Have you noticed that? He still like that woman. And he probably still banging that woman. And then he gonna tell that daughter, I always believed you as my child. I always loved you. And the daughter didn't even realize that that was her real father. So he was loving the daughter in secret. What the hell, man? This is a messed up thing, man. This is what happens when a woman doesn't close her legs, man. This is what happens when a woman does not take her marriage vows seriously. Why the hell are you getting married, man? This is what happened when you wife up a hoe because his wife was a hoe. Now, some of you going to say stuff like, how you going to say that she a hoe? She only did it one time with one man. You don't know that. I'm going to tell you something. Just one dick that is not your husband, just one dick. If you put one dick in you that is not your husband dick, that makes you a hoe. You don't have to have 2 or 3 or 4 lined up and shit. You don't know. That would definitely, I would say that would solidify the fact that you are a whore. Real talk. An adulteress, which is the highest level of whoretivity. You're a hoe on the highest level of whoretivity when you become an adulteress. Okay? That's just a different type of whore. That's why it's classified that way. It's not classified as just being a fornicator or fornication. It's called adultery, and it's called being an adulteress, just like an adulterer. That is a higher level of just being a hoe. Period. Let's keep going.
Gentlemen, this beautiful moment where you acknowledge one another. I'm just incredibly disappointed that all the focus is not on Crystal. It's just not about y'all anymore.
It's not about what Mama did. It's not about
what he did.
It's not about that.
And take a moment, because I want you to have your say. Because this is for you and your children.
I'm glad I got the results, but then I'm thinking in my head, now where do I go from here? It hurt me when I was talking to a family member last night, and I was telling her, I said, you think of your family as your family. You don't think as people as half this. And she was saying, well, I'm not half, I'm whole. But in the back of my mind, they're not.
That's what I wanted her to finish up on. I was going to stop it early, but I wanted to get to that point. That child, that innocent woman, innocent in regards to that anyway, she will have to deal with, her whole life just got uprooted. People who she thought was her cousins are not her cousins. People who she thought was her uncles and aunts are not her uncles and aunts. People who she thought was her grandmother and grandfather are not her real grandfather. I mean, it's a lot of shit she got to go through now. Her world turned upside down because her mama was a hoe. Upside down. And she's a nice looking young lady. So her mama might look like her too. I can understand why the old man won't want to hop her bones and stuff at the same time. That's disloyal as hell, man. That's the ultimate betrayal. It's worse than finding out that your woman that you've been, even if you had a woman for 60 years, let's say 30 years, and you loved her to death, and you found out she was cheating on you. That's bad. Yeah, that is bad. But what is worse is when you find out that your woman that you love for 30 years have been cheating on you and got pregnant by another man. That's even worse. It can hurt you really bad. But at the same time, if you get away from that woman, she has to deal with the consequences and the repercussions of being a single mom or being with that dude. Because a lot of times we looking at, man, when you find women who get pregnant like that from other men while they are in relationships or marriages, the men that they get pregnant by don't be shit. They are just attracted to the moment. The women are, he's exciting. He made all kind of promises and stuff. He lived a certain type of way. She want to attach herself to that certain lifestyle and stuff. But when she gets inside that, she realizes it's not what she thought. And then she starts to look back and say, look, I had stability over there. If he was a good man, I had stability over there, this and that and this and that. But I just didn't like him for this reason sometimes. And let's step out. As she aged, don't realize what she lost. That's when you really find that in women. It's not when they're young. It tends to happen as they get older, after they go through a whole lot of different dinglings, after they go through different relationships. They'll start to really make comparisons as they get older, because it comes in waves. They start to realize, because when you get older, some of us, we get wiser, we develop more insight and more understanding. Some of us, those type of women, some of them, they will look back and say, damn, I really fucked that up. That's the one that got away. Because one thing you gotta understand, lady, you get older, your bones start to hurt. You don't heal as fast. You get sicker. And then, but you know what happens? You know what doesn't change? Taxes. You know what doesn't change? Inflation. You know what doesn't change? Recessions. You know what doesn't change? The higher prices in gas, the prices and everything raises. You know what doesn't change? Property taxes. You know what doesn't change? HOA. You know what doesn't change? Mortgage. You know what doesn't change? Car notes and truck notes. These things gonna be hitting your ass at 45, 50, 60, 70, till you die. Even when you die, someone got to spend some money to bury your ass. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you something. Life is easier when you find that man, and he's a good man. It's easier if you just be a good woman. But women want the hard way. They want to go down the wrong path. They love hard shit. So let them live hard. Let them deal with that shit. Now, for the other man, I feel sorry for that man, because you probably created a monster with that. That man might fit have slut out every woman. He wouldn't slut them all out. Now he don't give a damn no more. He's too old. I'm just telling you, man. That's sad, man. Stop hollering about you want a good man when you ain't shit, man. Let me tell you something, man. I'm gonna tell you something like I told one of my clients that I life coach about women, man. Don't get caught up in a woman looks. Why? Because a woman that is a bad motherfucker will always treat a motherfucker bad.